Well, hello everyone, I'm Dr. Stock, and this video is for entertainment purposes only today. I'm brushing some dust off some old stocks that have been beaten down for a while, who have seen some recent action, and also one that I've talked about recently that has been beaten down for the past, a week or 2 weeks now. And so they're ones that I think present some interesting opportunities, so I would like to present them to you in this video. So stick around and let's get ready to rock. Welcome back. For those of you who are interested, down in the description you'll find a link to my Patreon. You can click on that and then come on over, sign up, and join my community of investors that I have over there. You'll also have access to my weekly watch list, my weekly newsletter, my portfolios, so dividend, growth, and crypto portfolios that are over there. And by being part of that community, you have access to just some positive, passionate, supportive people that are all there for investment opportunities. So they talk with each other, they share ideas, and they also celebrate their successes. So if you'd like to come on over there, we'd absolutely love to have you. Also, down in the description, you'll find a link to Moomoo and Weeble. By signing up and depositing your money, you get free stocks. I get free stocks for the referral, so it's a win-win for both of us. And then also something nice, very easy for you, cover up those eyeballs, mash around until you find the like button, and then there's also a subscribe button maybe you'll stumble upon, and then a notification bell that if you ring it will show you any time that my videos come out. So thank you very much for that support, and with that said, let's get on to the stocks. So the first stock that I have for you is Plug Power, and Plug Power has been on a tear recently, coming from support right around the mid-20s, and then more recently kind of butting up against that $30 mark. And if we look at the pre-market hours right now, we'll see that Plug Power has recently gotten a $40 price upgrade. And so we see this little gap up that we have here, and on the RSI, it's putting us into overbought territory. At the market open, we could see a little bit of a sell-off, a little bit of profit taking from these pre-market times, either right before the market opens or leading up to it. As I speak, we have a little bit of a red candle forming. We'll see how that plays out over time. These low volume times are difficult to say what exactly is going to happen. Now with these prices, if we go back to the daily chart to see where 3150 would put us. So there's the daily chart, and 3150 is, wow, way up here. So if we do open at that price, then we are up above these resistance levels that we have right at about $30 per share, and that gives us room up to about $34 per share. So we'll see if that news is big enough to move it up that way. I think the hydrogen has a little bit of time yet. So with this, I think that the price will settle. I think some of the excitement will go, and I think it's going to produce some other buying opportunities. So even if on this current run, we don't have that sort of momentum to push us up high enough to reach those mid-30s or even break us out beyond those, I think that we will pull back from those highs, and then I think it's going to create other buying opportunities. But at the very least, we see some fairly solid support right around that $24 mark. So I don't know that we'll come back there. The next stop is probably either where it's at right now in the maybe the $29 level, or more likely maybe like the $25 to $26 level, that we get that sort of pullback as things cool off for Plug Power. I don't know that this is the run that keeps it going up and recovers some of this price action that we saw before when it got, I think it was a $10 billion deal. I'd have to go back and look at those numbers from South Korea to develop hydrogen power solutions. However, this is one that has a lot of promise to it. This is one of the biggest plays that we have, and I think that this is also going to create either some swing trade or even some long-term investment opportunities, and so that's why I wanted to bring it to your attention today. Moving on from there, one of my old favorites is Bio-Nanogenomics, ticker symbol BNGO, or Bingo if you want to call it that. And recently, man, with this sell-off, it struggled to break below $5 per share, so we have some decent support. If we look back here, all the way to May the 13th, under max selling pressure, it broke down to about the mid-4s. It says $4.30 is where the low price was after the big run-up that it had recently. And BNGO, I think, is going to be a sleeper for us, that I think that we're going to continue to see these muted prices that we have here. As a matter of fact, it's just tagging resistance right along that 50 period simple moving average that we have, and we had that death cross back there that typically can signal a sell-off. However, I think we're finding near support levels where we're at right now, and for BNGO, they did just make a $100 million offer to another company that will help them with their data analytics for identifying structural variants for them, including single nucleotide variants, which is absolutely awesome. So should that pan out for them, that they're able to do even better, faster data analysis with those structural variants and at reduced cost, then these are things that are very good for them. They've had a lot of studies going on with the Sapphire system, identifying all sorts of new variants that scientists didn't know about before, and if they can make it into out of the clinical stages and into diagnosis and treatment stages for their Sapphire system, then is when their price is really going to take off. So this is definitely still a speculative play, definitely a smaller one. The analyst estimates on this actually have it near doubling, as I believe the average analyst estimate is around a $10 price tag on this, and right now we're rocking just above $5 per share. So Bionano Genomics, I don't think that their story is done. Genomic space in general, even if you look at CRISPR right now, the price is just down on these stocks, and for BNGO, they're a much smaller company. They're a much more speculative play. There's a lot more risk that's involved, and they have yet to really show their strength in the genomics market. However, I think that they're proving more and more of it all the time with every study that comes out. So this is definitely something that I think should be on your radar for some opportunities with the current prices that it's at. So moving on from there, onto a bigger company now. On to DraftKings, and you can see DraftKings with these lines that I have drawn just tickling the support that we have down here at about $48 per share, just under that. So like 48 down at maybe into little 47s or something like that, and you can find the resistance up here. It can't break $51 recently, so we get a little bit of this sideways trading and barcoding movement, and so we'll see where that next direction is. Honestly, if it goes down from here, for me, I believe that it's significant buying opportunities because I think that it's going to go up from here. So if it moves counter to what I believe is going to happen, I think that that would create some heavier buying on my part. And if it moves in the direction that I expect, well, then I guess I'm right that I do expect it to go that way. So for DraftKings, they most recently got an updated price target of $66 per share, which is well above where it's at right now at $48 per share. We'll just call it 48 for right now. So up to 64, that'd be a 25% upside. So over 25% upside to that value, but the average analyst estimate on this is closer to like $72 or $74 per share. So that would be considerably more than where we're at right now. So let me see, we're at 48, so then another 24 on top of it. So like 50% upside from where it's at right now to get up to those values. So that would put us up above this resistance line that we have up here. And you can see I have a number of lines drawn in here for where it could stop. As a matter of fact, the 200 day is right along this line right here, right around the mid-50s. I think that some of this strength that we have will come back, and I think it's going to push us up in Q4 back into the 50s, possibly even coming back to that $60 mark within Q4 of 2021. And I think as we see more earnings come out, Q3 could be good. I think Q4 earnings and full year 2021, I think that Q4 is going to be excellent, and that when we have full year earnings, that those are going to be pretty good. And then when we get into Q1 of 2022, I think we're going to see more excellence coming out of DraftKings. So for that, I believe that their acquisition, so the Golden Nugget acquisition that they have, the deal that they have with Simple Bet, with the bets on individual plays and really quick small micro betting, I think that that's going to be huge for getting a lot of revenue pumping into DraftKings. And right now it's still a highly competitive market, and that's something that could really hold back some of this price because there's still a lot of uncertainty over where people should put their money behind which publicly traded company. For me, DraftKings is that company, and that's why it has my investment. So let me summarize. Plug Power, I think it's still a little bit early for hydrogen. However, Plug Power seems to have that price action going on right now and also has a decent base of support going as well. So for Plug Power, for me, if I'm going to put any further investment, which I do have a small long-term position in Plug Power, but if I'm going to put more of an investment in this and dollar cost average down, I'm going to wait for it to pull back to the mid-20s should it ever get there before I ever put any more money into it. But this run-up that I have shows good potential and good excitement for Plug Power, that there still is interest in it, and I think that it's going to do very well over a long time frame. I just think that it's a long enough time frame that there are other opportunities where the money can go, especially at the current price above $30 per share. So should we pull back to mid-20s or even go down to low 20s, I think that those are the areas where buying makes a lot more sense because I think the returns will be there at those prices. When we're in the low 30s to mid 30s, I think that that's a little bit too aggressive for Plug Power. However, from low 20s up to mid 30s, I think is a good range where we could see that come in as a 50% upside. So Plug, very interesting for those reasons. Solid company, It's just one that I think is a little bit early, but has a lot of promise to it. BNGO, I think, is one that's going to be a definite grower over time. So right now, being in the $5 range, I think that we're at about right for the pricing, for considering its fundamental value and future growth opportunities. And it's one that I think will fill out beautifully over time with their Sapphire system as they continue to innovate and develop more partnerships. And if they can make it into diagnosis and treatment, then we're looking at some serious upside potential for Sapphire, because it should increase the demand for the Sapphire system as well. So definitely one to watch, and possibly one to invest in my opinion. Remember, this is for entertainment purposes only. Also, DraftKings, I know that we've seen the price go up over $70 per share already. We've seen it go up over $60 per share already. And right now at these prices, if we look at the lows just keep on climbing for us. I think it's a matter of time before we see it solidly up over $50 and solidly up over $60 per share, probably by the end of Q4 2021. If not, I think at the very latest by the end of Q1 2022, we're going to see some very strong price action coming in DraftKings future as that online sports betting market heats up and they continue to establish their dominance in that space. So thank you guys for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Check out that Patreon. Come over and be part of my community. We'd absolutely love to have you over there. The more the merrier. Build that excitement, build that knowledge base, and if you're part of it, that would be absolutely wonderful. Moving on from there, Moo, Weeble, sign up, deposit your money, and get your free stocks. Thank you for the referral and the free stocks. And then also, let me see, eyes wide open, like button, subscription button, ring that notification bell to see anytime that my videos come out. Let me see, there's one other thing. Gosh, I always forget what this last thing is. Oh yeah, I'm Dr. Stock. Thanks for rocking with me. Now go get that money.